So you're about to go to boot camp and you just wonder, do I really have what it takes to earn the title of a United States Marine? 13 weeks, longer than any other military branch. Can I do it? So few do. I got a few tips here for you because I not only attended recruit training on Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Paris Island, but I was also a recruiter, not a drill instructor. I was not a drill instructor. But I sent, as you can see in the background, a whole lot of people down to the recruit depot, and out of every single person that I ever sent, one did not make it. So we're gonna get into all of that, but before we do, go ahead and like the video for me. It'll really help me out. Also, hit the subscribe button. While you're already doing that, might as well make sure the notification bell is turned on as well. Here we go. So here's a few things that you should already probably know about Marine Corps boot camp. And yeah, you're gonna run a lot. That's part of it. Yep, there's a whole lot of exercise. You're even gonna scream so much, you're gonna wonder if you're ever gonna be able to talk normal again. Those are all to be expected, and those are all very normal things. Here's some tips that I have for you that maybe you knew, maybe you didn't, but I've told these exact tips to everybody that I recruited. And again, people I send to boot camp, they tend to make it. Tip number one, if you have not done so already, please make sure you learn some basic Marine Corps knowledge. The most important things, in my opinion, are your 11 general orders and your rank structure. Now, if you're about to go to boot camp tomorrow, don't even worry about it, because I got a tip for even crash learning the general orders. Here's what you do. Now, as we know, there's 11 general orders and they're all pretty lengthy. The first tip about the general orders is they all start with 2 and another unique word. No second word in the entire list of general orders is the same. So if you memorize to take, you would be able to remember to take, oh, which general order is that? General order number 1. And then you would be able to make it click to take charge of this post and all government property in view. So again, learn the first 2 words and tie that to a number. So when they say general order number 5, you'll be able to hear the number 5 and automatically know number 5 is to quit. Simple as that. Now, the next pointer that I have with these general orders is, again, if you're leaving tomorrow and you don't have time to learn all of them, this is what you should do. Again, there's 11 general orders. Learn the first one because it's the first one. Learn the 5th one because it's the easiest one. Learn the 6th one because it's the longest one, and learn that 11th one because it's the last one. Especially when you first get there, it's statistically gonna be one of those general orders. So if you don't know any yet, I would learn those ones first. Again, the first one because it's the first one, the 5th one because it's the easiest one, the 6th one because it's the longest one, and the 11th one because it's the last one. I've given that tip to so many people, and they have came back and literally thanked me because that tip had saved them from so many IT sessions from those drill instructors. Now we're rolling into tip number 2. If you think that you're just going to be able to go to boot camp and smile as much as you want, you're wrong. I promise you right here, right now, that while you're in boot camp, you are going to see some of the funniest things that you have ever seen in your whole life. Don't get me wrong, boot camp is a very serious thing that's going on, but in the midst of all of that seriousness, you're gonna see something that's gonna make you wanna crack a smile or actually laugh out loud. Don't do it. Practice right now holding that in. We call it bearing. Like I'm telling you, if you crack just a corner of your mouth into a smile, you're gonna get IT'd. What is IT? Incentive training. That is when it's you and the drill instructor one-on-one hitting some exercises because you need remedial training because you cracked a smile. Don't laugh. Practice that now. I struggled my butt off with that one because I'm telling you, I've seen the funniest stuff you could imagine. The next tip I have for you will apply to some and it won't to others, but it's about shooting while you're on the rifle range. Some people out there may have never shot before. Some people may have been trained in certain styles of shooting. Don't overstress the shooting in boot camp. It really isn't that difficult. They even dedicate an entire week, what we call grass week, where you have your weapon, you have your sling, and you have no ammo, but you just practice and you sight in, you learn the proper breathing techniques, you learn all the safety protocols, and you learn whether it's sitting, kneeling, prone, standing. You learn the proper breathing exercises for each one of these shooting positions. And a lot of people even say that the individuals who do the best on the shooting range in boot camp are people who hadn't shot before. That's because the Marine Corps believes that a lot of the ways that people are taught, maybe they had been shooting since they were 5 years old. They were probably not taught by a United States Marine, and some of those things are different, and some of those things you're just not allowed to do. Don't overstress the rifle range. Once that time comes in boot camp, you'll be in phase 2, and again, you're gonna dedicate an entire week where you actually just get to learn, absorb it, And then by the time that following week comes and you start firing, I guarantee you're hitting black every single time. Now, the next tip that I have is actually very simple, but if you don't do it, your chances of succeeding while you're down there on the recruit depot are slim. And this tip is simply to embrace the fact that you are there. You are there. You're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. And it doesn't matter which one you're having on that specific day or that specific moment. Whether you're up, don't be too up. And whether you're low, don't be too low. Embrace the fact at some point in the recent past, you wanted to be a United States Marine. Remember those reasons why you wanted to be a United States Marine. Bragging rights, education, financial stability. You want to travel the world, family legacy. It doesn't matter what your reason is for joining the Marine Corps, but remember those reasons and embrace it, because you're only going to be in Marine Corps recruit training once ever in your life. So it might suck at times. Trust me, it's going to suck at times. But remember, there's a reason you're there. And that reason belongs to nobody but you. Remember those reasons and you will do just fine on the recruit depot. This last tip right here is a bonus. You should strive to become a squad leader or the guide. And I say that because of one, it's just nice to have that experience. And number two, you get a meritorious promotion for holding one of those billet positions. Now, when you're a squad leader, you're going to have X amount of recruits tied to your squad. And when one of those recruits mess up, guess what? You're going to be held accountable for that. So yes, it can be stressful. Amongst all the other stressors you have going on in boot camp, that is another one. But it's rewarding because if you graduate as that squad leader or as that guide, you're going to graduate as a meritorious private first class. And that's important because as soon as you graduate as a private first class, you're already starting to clock to that next rank of a lance corporal. So get ahead of your peers, try to earn that position as a squad leader or a guide, and you will do just that. Now, if you guys got questions about anything boot camp related, drop them down in the comments. If you got questions about Marine combat training, School of Infantry, maybe your job school, let me know. I did this. I lived this life, and I'm happy to come on here and answer every single one of those questions. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. My name's Dom with the After Actions Podcast. Until next time.